Hi there, you're looking at Comic Block. It's very well hidden underneath a whole load of labels like custom declarations, but this is the Comic Block for June of 2016. It's the box that's sent right at the end of the month, so it's July 2016 by the time it's arrived in the UK, but there's a lot of weight here, probably because there's going to be some paper type material such as comics in there. May even be lucky and get a graphic novel or something like that. They've been quite nice so far, these boxes. It's made Comic Block a bit bigger than it used to be. And positive thing from my point of view is I'm still paying the previous rates, although the postage really bumps that up, as you'd expect. But let's look inside the box. And I've just cut through. No theme for these boxes, but there will be some information about what changes await our hero. Well, I presume that must be about ready to go now. Is this the third or fourth one of the supersized ones there? But no doubt there's a whole load of them made up. And let's start off with something to do with the Punisher, famous character from 2000 AD there. This has a lot of weight, and it's a bottom print glass. I'm not sure what exactly that means in practice. It's sort of pint glass sized there. Although being a Canadian box, it probably won't deal in pint glasses. It might be a half litre or something like that, or it might just be imported from the States, or it might be nothing related to that. See if we can get inside, because I'm quite curious about this one. I try and not open these boxes with my left hand, but there you go, a bit of now ripped polystyrene if it wasn't before. And here is the glass. It's sort of one of these, I guess, printed on glass to make that. Clearly made by Marvel, hand wash only, so no dishwashers. It does look very slightly scratched, but that's probably meant to be the design. But it's a nice layout, a good size. It's always handy to have glasses like that. So Punisher glass, put there. Let's put the box with it, just for the purpose of making it look fairly neat. Move on to something else from Marvel, which is going to be a T-shirt. Interesting, it says Marvel and not shirt punch, but it does say Nerd Blocks, so presumably it is an exclusive. And here we go. Is this one? This is Venom, isn't it? I hope so. I always get confused between sort of Spider-Man when he had a black costume and Venom and everyone else, but I believe that one is Venom, and it's a very nice print. I always like the sort of slightly subtle bit, although the red and white does dart off the front as well, and it's great to have an official Marvel T-shirt as well. A lot of boxes sort of revert to fake T-shirts. They sort of allude to a company or a character, or they're just very blatant and just publish them with the idea they won't get sued. But this is good to have a real one. Let's move on from this to item number 3. Is going to be a nice little scaler. This one is a Deadpool one, so I guess think about Deadpool. So he's sort of black and red, as opposed to Venom there being red and black. Or put that the other way around there, and it might make a bit of sense, but just the costumes actually are quite similar when you look at it that way, but quite a nice little scaler. I never find anything to do with these, because there's never anything to hang them off, but they are interesting things to get inside boxes, and need to maybe find a few more cables. Although, to be honest, the fewer cables that I could get, the better. So now we go on to the comics. This looks an interesting one. It's got a Comic Block logo, so it's probably an exclusive cover. It's Bebop and Rocksteady, who are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I remember that from the cartoon version when I was growing up, although then they were called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, because ninja was a word judged to be too dangerous for the UK children. They're allowed to say ninja nowadays. It looks like an interesting series. I presume it's a possibly a limited series or something like that. Maybe a one-off, who knows. Got these terrible bags though again, which you end up ripping off and throwing away. But nice comic. And then the second one is going to be Spider and Gwen #1, and it's an annual and it's a variant edition. So it's a $5 value, so a decent one. Obviously a Marvel one. Again, it's got a Comic Block logo in there. So it looks quite a nice little comic. Find out more about that series. I remember there's a Spider and Gwen series several years ago. I sort of lost track of Spider-Man a bit with all the reboots. There's my $10 code there for Shirt Punch. I've collected a few of those now. Try and find a way of using them while still paying what are some quite huge postage fees to the UK. So what's on the information card? Well, let's look next month first of all. So what will come up in July will be Batman, Judge Dredd, Predator, and Suicide Squad. So 4 exclusives. But what is on the card? It's not the most packed box, but it's decent in terms of the items. So the Spider and Gwen annual variant cover, I presume being an annual, it is a one-off there, but it's nice to have a variant. And the second variant comic is the third one down. Let's go out of order. Is the Bebop and Rocksteady Destroy Everything variant cover, and it says it's a mini series. It's a time travel one, so that'll be an interesting one. There, I've got the exclusive item, the Punisher pint glass. There you go. I hadn't realised that was an exclusive, but it is a very nice pint glass. Although even it says pint glass, and I instinctively look at that as somebody who's probably had more experience with pint glasses than I should admit, and I'm not convinced that that will quite hold a pint, but it is a decent glass. We've got the Deadpool scaler, which is nice enough, the little trinket. And finally, another exclusive, the Marvel Ultimate Spider-Man t-shirt. So there you go. So I told you a complete lie. That is indeed Spider-Man in his black costume. But Ultimate Spider-Man is one of these things I've not fully kept track of, but it is a very nice design and it will definitely get worn. So let's add that to the confusion of all these superheroes and villains who look very slightly alike. But it's quite a good box. I think it maybe is lacking in one item to make it a real winner, but what's there is all high quality, and I'll certainly stick with Comic Block going forwards. I hope you enjoyed the video and made sense of my ramblings. There'll be a more considered review at geeksubscriptionbox.com with some photos of the items and many more reviews and unboxings coming up on the Geek Subscription Box YouTube channel.